Before we begin, if you enjoy learning about rare coins, forgotten treasures, and the hidden wealth of history, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Your support keeps these stories alive, and there is so much more waiting for you here. Today, I want to take you on a journey back to a time when nations were being shaped, military lines were being drawn, and currencies carried not just monetary worth, but the weight of entire eras. We are exploring a coin that collectors talk about in quiet tones, a coin wrapped in legend, scarcity, and a touch of battlefield history. It is the sample South Africa 1879 coin, a piece that does not simply sit in a display case, but transports you straight into the heart of the late 19th century. The year 1879 was a turning point in South African history. It was the era of the Anglo-Zulu War, a time when the British Empire was determined to expand its influence across the African continent. Every resource mattered, every supply line mattered, and every piece of currency circulating across the region held a deep connection to the struggles and ambitions of the time. Coins minted in this era were not mass-produced, not widely circulated, and most importantly, not created with today's precision machinery. That makes surviving pieces extremely rare, and each one tells its own story. The sample South Africa 1879 coin stands out because it represents more than just a financial token. It reflects the political tension and economic uncertainty of a region battling for control, stability, and identity. Many coins from this era vanished through war, trade, and simple wear. Those that survived became historical signatures, silent witnesses to the movements of soldiers, traders, and settlers who carried them. Collectors, especially experienced ones like many of you watching today, know that rarity alone is not everything. A coin must carry significance, craftsmanship, and a traceable history to elevate it to true collectible status. This particular coin checks all those boxes. The metal composition, the minting style of the late 1800s, and the unmistakable visual markers of early South African coinage make it a remarkable artifact. It was produced in a time when minting facilities were limited, resources were stretched, and political control shifted constantly. Because of that, many coins minted in this period were not standardized. Slight variations in strike, finish, and weight make each surviving example unique. Imagine holding a coin that may have changed hands across frontier trading posts, traveled in the pockets of soldiers marching into uncertain battles, or exchanged value between settlers building the foundation of new towns. The tactile history of such an object is extraordinary. It is a physical link to the past, something you can feel in your hand rather than simply read about in a book. One of the reasons this 1879 South Africa sample coin has grown in interest is the mystery surrounding its circulation. Some believe it never entered full circulation and may have been produced in limited numbers for testing or administrative use. Others argue it might have been part of an experimental batch created during the transition of minting authority. Whether it was a production test piece or a short-run issue, the result is the same. Those rare surviving examples are prized not only for what they are, but for what they might represent. For older collectors, especially those in the 55 to 65 plus age group, there is something uniquely satisfying about holding history in such a tangible form. Many of you have spent decades studying, collecting, and preserving coins that tell stories far larger than their size. And this coin is a perfect example of why the hobby remains so powerful. It is not just metal. It is memory. It is heritage. It is the echo of human events long past, but never forgotten. Throughout the years, auction houses and private collectors have handled only a handful of examples of this coin. Each time one appears, bidding becomes intense. Collectors understand that the next opportunity may be years away or may never come again. This scarcity drives competition, but it also inspires fascination. When a coin is this rare, its value goes beyond appraisal. It enters the realm of legacy. People do not just buy it. They become its caretaker, its custodian, preserving it for future generations. The design of the 1879 South Africa sample coin captures the essence of the colonial era. The engraving style, the metal tone, the slight imperfections in minting, and the unmistakable patina that only time can create all contribute to its allure. Each mark and each worn edge tells a story. Every tiny detail invites closer inspection and deeper curiosity. And for seasoned collectors, that kind of depth is irresistible. When discussing coins of this age, condition is always a factor. But with extreme rarities like this one, even pieces showing where can command extraordinary interest. The fact that a coin has survived it all through more than a century of war, migration, climate, and economic upheaval is a miracle. Whether preserved in a private collection or discovered in an old estate, each example feels like a message sent forward in time by history itself. For viewers who have collected coins for decades, you know well that the value of such an item is not only financial. It is emotional, intellectual, and personal. Coins like this become stories you pass down, topics you discuss, and symbols of the past you keep alive. They represent the timeless appeal of collecting, discovering gems hidden in the folds of time. Now, the moment many of you have been waiting for. With everything we know about its scarcity, historical significance, and collectible prestige, the sample South Africa 1879 coin has reached an astonishing value in today's high-end collector market. In the upper tier of private sales and rare coin auctions, an example of this coin has been valued as high as $7 million.